Okay, our next keynote speaker is Nishikawa Kazumi. And Mr. Nishikawa is Deputy Director General in 3 different areas. He has 3 hats at Japan's Ministry of Economic Trade and Industry, METI. He's in charge of economic security and semiconductors, digital policy, and manufacturing. So I'm not sure what's left for everybody else. Nishikawa-san's career has prepared him exquisitely for this important triple role, as he has gathered experience in defense policy, supporting small and medium enterprises, domestic revitalization, regional integration, higher level trade strategy and industrial policy formulation, and also led Japan's semiconductor and digital strategy. And a fun fact for at least 2 of us in the room, Nishikawa-san and I worked together 22 years ago on US-Japan Missile Defense Cooperation, so small world. He will speak today on From System to Silicon, Japan's Semiconductor and Economic Security Policy. He will then sit in fireside discussion with Professor Ota Yasuhiko from Hokkaido University. A former journalist, Professor Ota, is also author of the Geopolitics of Semiconductors 2030. So he will be a perfect guide for this conversation. Nishikawa-san, the floor is yours.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nishikawa. Thank you for that, Suzanne-san, a very kind introduction of me. Maybe I had better change the slide to my one, but please allow me to start from explaining about national security. Understand this is an area to discuss about innovation, semiconductor, AI. But currently, I am in charge of the economic security as national security. The Larry-san said that 45 years ago, Japan and the US fought against each other about the semiconductor things. It was peaceful commercial fight between alliance. But these days, we are very carefully thinking about national security with regard to the economy and the technologies. In nutshell, the destabilizing world, unfortunately, required strong national power to maintain one's sovereignty. National power is backed by, of course, the military, diplomacy, intelligence, as well as economy and technologies. Japan have less military power, diplomatic power, or the intelligence things. And we have not so much resources like the Saudi Arabia or Australia. However, Japan should have economic power backed by technologies. So therefore, the reason why Japan have invested a lot to this semiconductor or the AI technology is not for commercial reason, at least from the governmental point of view. It is a national security reason to survive. A little bit different, some kind of difficult things. Okay, anyway, the economic security concept, please allow me to explain 1 minute about it. How to strengthen the national power to survive the destabilizing world. We have the 2 concepts. The one is then to maintain technological superiority. By having technological superiority, we can solicit more friends to Japan, and we can resilient to the economic coercion by country by concern. And also, in addition to that, supply chain autonomy, strategic autonomy is very important, like to secure the energy, food, as well as technology, critical minerals, everything. So therefore, the 2 goals, that's technological superiority, supply chain autonomy, is then our goal of the economic security. Especially among the various technologies, not only the traditional defense technologies, but also the computing things is the heart of economic security in this area. But we categorize 3 areas that in accordance with the nature of the technology and the industry and the solutions. The red areas, blue areas, and green areas. Let's start from the green areas. If you can see the green one, the right side, the areas where the Japan already, unfortunately, lost supply chain autonomy, like rare earths, critical minerals. The solution is very simple, to diversify the sources, not too much relying on to one sources, one country, one company. How to diversify is the very important solution to the green areas. Blue areas, areas where the Japan happily maintain the technological superiority, like some material things, test equipment, or let's say the semiconductor equipment technology like that. We should control technologies. Control means then not only not to dominate, but to share the technologies with allies and like-minded countries, and to carefully control against country concern. This is the blue areas. So therefore, the solution is the export control or the IP control, as well as know-how, trade secret control is very important. This is the blue areas. Red areas is the areas where the disruptive innovation is going on, and the future superiority, future supply chain matters. The solution is investment. Public-private strategic investment is very important. But every solution requires partnership, especially the partnership with friends with complementary nature. Professor Lin kindly said how Japan and Taiwan can cooperate each other in the sense of the academic things. I have, using this kind of chart, with various partners in US, in UK, in Europe, in Korea, in Taiwan, in Australia, in India, all over the world, what is the complementary manner, complementary strategic areas, technologies between that country and Japan? And I would like, the semiconductor started this kind of the economic security journey of Japan 6 years ago. I would like to explain why we started the economic semiconductor and digital policy 6 years ago. At that time, I was assigned director for IT industries, which is responsible for the semiconductor. The very simple chart. Of course, in this room, everyone understands how semiconductor is an indispensable, the basis for everything. The 6 years ago, at that time, Japan, the digital transformation was kind of the buzzword. How to change the academics as well as the business or the government, military, everything to transform the productivity and outcome. The digital application is really key. However, of course, everyone should already understand, all industry, in order for all industry to utilize digital transformation, the digital industry, digital infrastructure, and semiconductor is really essential. Without that, no one can change no one can do that digital transformation. 45 years ago, Japan was happy situation. Japan was very good at semiconductor. We covered roughly the 50% of the world market. However, in 2020 timeframe, the share was less than 10%. And we shared, means the Japanese community shared the sense of the urgency. Without doing nothing, we will go to 0% share in 2030. Although the DX or the AI, IT, application, digital seems very important for every aspect of the society and the world. And actually the world, the sales outlook of the semiconductor was skyrocketed already in 2020. However, the Japan is going to zero. What this matters? Without semiconductor, Suzanne-san kindly mentioned about my experience with the BMD 25 years ago. At that time, Japan was very good at computing, communication technologies, as well as sensor technologies. BMD is kind of the composed of supercomputer, super communication and super sensors. Japan was proud of that to defend Japanese territory as well as the US territories. By losing semiconductor, Japan cannot defend our country in military sense as well as in economic sense. Therefore, we started to think about how to revitalize semiconductor and technologies. 3 steps things. To be very frank, that in 2020 timeframe, Japanese cutting-edge semiconductor was 40 nanometers, 40 nanometers, not 4 nanometers. We have to be very frank, catch up. We have to learn from the brilliant foreign companies and foreigners. So therefore, the step 1 is now how to catch up, enhance basic production capability using existing semiconductor technology. So therefore, we invite TSMC. Of course, then the goal of the invitation of the TSMC to the Kyushu is different from the goal of the TSMC in Arizona. In Arizona, these kind of companies, there are a lot of big techs here needs cutting-edge single nano technologies. But in Japan, the automotive companies, as well as then medical equipment, machineries, everyone needs no single nanometer at that time. At that time, everyone needs 12 nanometers, 16 nanometers, 28 nanometers. So therefore, the TSMC came to Japan to provide specialty technologies using the 12 nanometers, 28 nanometers. The Kato-san, the Dr. Kato CTO, he's here. I was very happy to be with him. Denso and Sony, provided contribution to create TSMC factory in Kumamoto. Without their, cooperation, we cannot create TSMC invitation here. But second things, not only the catch-up, but also we have to contribute to the next generation semiconductor development. The technological superiority is very important. So therefore, we have a second step. We plan second step, how to challenge next generation GAA technologies. So therefore, the New York State's IBM at that time, succeeded to create GAA technologies, transistor technology in 2019, I believe. Of course, the TSMC is very good at, something is very good at. So, but every big tech, big semiconductor company is still struggling about how to realize that. So therefore, we are trying to try the next generation semiconductor, especially the beyond 2 nanometer things and advanced packaging things, together with global friends, especially the US and European friends as well. But third step, of course, then, in this room, everyone's thinking more future, like the quantum things or the photonics, electronics integration, super energy efficient computing, these kind of things. Lots of new technologies, in addition to the next generation semiconductor transistor, will come. Therefore, this is the third step, the things. We created this chart, let's say 5 years ago. I could confess, because I was involved to create this one. And we advanced every step, step by step and year by year. In order to realize that, of course, the tiny governmental budget is not sufficient. Of course, now, the autonomous business investment is really key. The market economy can, and only market economy can move the semiconductor development or AI development. However, in Japan, just as starting from the catch-up and to contribute to the next one, and to going back to the 20th century's Japanese semiconductor superpower, we have to take some kind of the money, taxpayers' money. We have huge discussion in Japan, past 2 or 3 act, the law, bill, to the Japanese diet. Not only ruling party, but also the many opposing party also supported the semiconductor, to inject semiconductor taxpayers' money to the semiconductor and AI area. The currently, we have an promise or the plan that secure the money. 10 trillion Japanese taxpayers' money. The 6 trillion is the subsidies, 4 trillion is the financial things. This is tiny things, I think, compared to the, the entire volume of the semiconductor investment. However, this is enough the money for Japan to restart the semiconductor journey to this one. Of course, then TSMC Kumamoto is kindly very famous, became famous. However, in addition to that, because this is the United States, I would like to emphasize the US companies as well. In Japan, in addition to the just JASM, we have Kioxia SanDisk, the formerly Western Disk, but this time is the SanDisk, the US-Japan joint companies. This joint venture have developed the flash memories for last more than 20 years. Very good the factories we have there. And of course, now we have the Micron. The former Elpida was merged with the US company Micron. And Micron currently have very good DRAM factories in Hiroshima, of course in Taiwan and in Singapore. So therefore, we injected taxpayers' money to the Micron and SanDisk and JASM to revitalize Japanese semiconductor systems. Of course, then some byproduct of such kind of national security, economic security strategy is to revitalize local economy. You can see the huge jobs, good salaries, and the revitalization of the local area is happening. I really appreciate Taiwan people. Because of the Taiwan Kumamoto investment, the huge enthusiasm, forward-looking way, younger people is coming to the Kumamoto to do the new things together with Taiwan and global friends. 3 weeks ago, the TSMC C.C. Wei-san kindly came to my Prime Minister Takaichi-san to explain additional cutting-edge semiconductor investment in Kyushu, Kumamoto, 3 nanometers. That is a kind of a little bit behind of the Arizona. Of course, because that Kyushu is now for industrial use, and Arizona is an IT use. The industry is a little bit less behind. However, even my Toyota friend may already understand that automotive needs single nanometers, and not 7 or 6, but 4 or 3 or 2 eventually. So therefore, TSMC changed and improved their investment in Kyushu with cutting-edge 3 nanometers. Second step, Rapidus, things. We created this chart 4 years ago. As I said, Japan was very proud of the cutting-edge 40 nanometers in 2020, 40 nanometers, Renesas. TSMC Japan kindly provide the FinFET transistor technologies. Japan didn't have it. Therefore, the JASM kindly provide FinFET technologies. Then the second step is gate-all-around GAA technology, next generation we called. Therefore, the Rapidus was formed not by Japanese or the Japanese companies' power only. As you may easily, as you already knew, that this technology comes from the New York Creates. Just after the 9/11, as a revitalization plan of the New York State, the New York State government as well as the federal government, I heard, stimulated to create R&D hub for the semiconductor or the microelectronics in the Albany. At that time, not only the US companies, but also the Japanese companies and the European companies joined to invest in the Albany. Spending 20 years, 2019, the new type of the GAA technology comes from the Albany. Then Rapidus is using such US, Europe, Japan combined cutting-edge technologies to next-generation productions. Of course, in order to realize that, not only the New York CREATES, but also the IMEC, Fraunhofer, RETIS, the European contribution is very necessary. And also the various engineers, scholars, of course, including the Taiwan or the Korea, all over the world, is needed to realize the Lapidus. They created some kind of the timelines. The Lapidus was formed 2022, but the production goal is the end of the next year. So far, I should have to say that so far so good it is said. I'm lawyer, I'm not an engineer, but my the engineers, colleagues, and many the semiconductor suppliers, semiconductor users kindly saying that Lapidus development so far is so good. They already had some subsidiaries here in West Coast. Anderson is in front of me. Is in 2024 established subsidiaries here, and also the Lapidus project, the 2-nanometer GAA technology is very fast case was come the last summer, last July. This the foundry construction of the foundry started in 2023, and the installment of the EUV was just the end of the 2024, and the 2025 summer already GAA first the wafer comes. Of course, now a lot of challenges still remains, but so far so good. We have not Lapidus people is very diligent to realize the actual production toward the next end of the next year. Of course, now some kind of the user or the the design cooperation is still already started. The Jimmy Keller-san, Tencent, kindly advised Lapidus a lot. Quest Global in Singapore, India, they have a good collaboration with Lapidus, and I believe that Anli-san have a good network here to cultivate the future things. Including the second and the third step, the future technologies. Like NSTC in the Biden administration, Japan created LSTC, Leading Edge Semiconductor Technology Center, composed of various universities, various businesses, and resource persons, industries. Future direction of the semiconductor demand, of course, I don't have to explain to the knowledgeable person here. But if I exaggerate not only the computation infrastructure like the data center and the edge product of the smartphone, but also every industry from the robotics, autonomous, automobile, and finance, drug discovery, material science, everything requires cutting-edge AI and cutting-edge semiconductor technologies. So therefore, the design and development project is seems very important. Oh, by the way, I can share this slide, with someone who would like to have that. Maybe the secretariat will share that later. For example, the automotive, semiconductor design should be standardized, should be enhanced. Maybe Denso Kato-san may explain more and more. But this kind of the next generation type semiconductor design project is going on a lot in Japan. But this year, we would like to do more comprehensive things. How to create the system to silicon platform in Japan. Of course, in Silicon Valley, you have the very good EDA vendors or IP vendors or the many design house consultancies to help the system companies to invest the semiconductor design and the semiconductor architecture. But in Japan, it is still under development. So therefore, we are trying to gather the IP, EDA, emulators, and computing infrastructure and consulting services, and to inject some taxpayers' money, and to provide such services to the startups or the industries with discounted manner. This kind of strategic system to silicon platform we would like to create this year. We already secured the budget, so therefore this summer maybe I would like to explain more about this one. Also, the supply chain side is very important. Beyond the EUV or in addition to the next generation EUVs, Rapidus project is 2 nanometers right now, but they need 1.4 nanometers or the Angstrom, TSMC, Intel, Samsung, everyone needs the future technologies. So therefore, the semiconductor equipment as well as the materials should be continuously improved. In Hokkaido, we are to create advanced lithography R&D centers. The open innovation site for every material companies or the semiconductor equipment companies can utilize this kind of the facilities. Of course, then Taiwan or the U.S. friendly companies or friendly universities are welcome to use that. We have another R&D projects for the photonics electronics integration. In Japan, NTT, in here, Intel or the many companies are doing photonics electronics integration, but this kind of development is going on. And also the human design project, a human resource development project is going on all over Japan. Not only the Kumamoto, but also the Hokkaido or the Tohoku or every 7 regions, we have an academia, business, and government collaboration project. Maybe I had better stop around here. But finally, Japan and US is a good alliance, very important allies. The former Prime Minister Ishiba kindly met with President Trump 1 year ago, and they emphasize how AI, quantum computing, and leading-edge semiconductors are very important between 2 allies. And also, we continue this kind of things in this last summer's framework agreement, as well as then also the October Japan-US summit meetings, the Prime Minister Takaichi and President Trump again agreed leading-edge semiconductor technologies. I would like to stop here, but please understand, Japanese semiconductor and AI policy is not traditional Japanese industrial policy, where to strengthen Japanese companies to share the foreign market, to earn the foreign currency. This was traditional one, not. That today's Japanese semiconductor AI policy is economic security as national security policies. So therefore, we don't stick to the Japanese company idea to say that every friendly countries, companies, or the universities is our partners. Please drop by METI if you can come to that Tokyo. Maybe. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Yasu Ota again. I am a professor at Hokkaido University now, but I am still a hard-boiled journalist. So I may ask kind of mean questions to you, right? Okay, my question is, when I look at the semiconductor issues, I always try to look at from the 3 dimensions. One is nation, namely the government. The second, the 2 is the corporation, the business, and people, that is engineers, right? So we talked about the national security mostly. So I'm wondering if the national security policy is really aligned with industrial policy. I mean, in a people, engineers, or company has to pursue their own interests. So I think the purpose of national security policy cannot distort their interests. I just wondering how you can explain and convince the people, taxpayers.
Thank you. I agree with you that the purpose of the government, the purpose of the industries, purpose of the individuals differs. And our job is now how to make an alliance, how to make to make all 3 into the same directions, or in other words, how to gather the government and the business and individuals who are sharing same directions. So therefore, when we invite partners, regardless of Japanese companies or the foreign companies in Japan, we think business reasonability of that company is very important. Why you come here? What kind of the business reasonability you can find out in Japan? If you can find out, we are willing to help. Otherwise, maybe you had better go to Taiwan, you had better go to the US. Especially for the friendly countries, I recommend. Same as true for the individuals. Why the people can come to, let's say, the Rapidus or the Jason. Because for engineers, the cutting-edge innovation trial is very important. So therefore, whether the Rapidus can provide such kind of the interesting experience to the individuals, we can make some kind of freedom of that. That is very important things. So therefore, how to align these three different things together is a very key. That's my opinion.
Yeah, great. When Rapidus was founded a couple of years ago, I honestly doubted the success of the company because looking at the people who gathered to the company is mostly over 50s and 60s, the generation who had a success experience in a period of time when the Japanese industry dominated the global market. But now they started hiring new graduates. So there's a significant change. So 50s, 60s, and samurai people who had the spirit to revitalize the industry. I understand their energy. And 20s, they have their dream of their future. So they are thinking about their careers as engineers, but there's no guarantees. Rapidus doesn't make sales yet. So in order to make them peaceful, happy, then what do you think the government can do? What the Rapidus is a business, so they have to handle their business. But what is the role of the government?
Japan is the democratized and free societies. We cannot force young people to go to the Rapidus. So therefore, we have to show how interesting Rapidus is, how serious the Rapidus people is, how serious good experience they can share. So therefore, although Rapidus initial team is very not old, how can I say, very experienced.
Right.
Very experienced. They know that Japan as semiconductor #1 in 20th centuries. So such kind of people regather to Rapidus. And together, and by showing such kind of the situations, younger people think, oh, there might have something there. So actually, maybe I had better, Anli-san explain later, but the new, college student or the graduates is currently coming to the Rapidus a lot. And please think about if you were a student. I'm not engineers, but if you were the engineer student, what kind of company, semiconductor company, you would like to go? Of course, the TSMC is very good. But the Rapidus is maybe another choice, options to challenge your future.
The question is, the salary is given by Rapidus is half of the TSMC. How come you can give them the dream? Would you say that's just up to Rapidus, or what do you think?
It's a national secret, Again, but so therefore, when I met with Ota-san 6 or 7 years ago with regard to the semiconductor things, that you said, Japan was very, the hostile, or the very not hostile, is not kind to
not
the
kind.
engineers of Japanese government. So therefore, we would like to create engineer-friendly, engineer interesting ecosystem in Japan. I had the chance to visit some kind of, the various facilities here. Many facilities, engineers seems very, the forward-looking and seems very interesting. That they seems don't care so much about salary itself.
Yeah, I guess, right.
I hope
Well, I'm not sure though. Well, actually, you were right. I think the U.S. The policy has made a success already. When I asked I interviewed a person who is in 30s. She was working for Sony company for a long time and they quit the job in Sony and joined the Rapidus. And I asked her why, even though the salary may be smaller than, less than that Sony has paid. And her answer was very interesting. She just wanted to use lithography machine, right? That's the spirit of engineers. I want to just use this machine. And what kind of machine? This is my first machine in Japan. So this is the only place she can use it is Rapidus. So that's why she joined. So I feel like the 60s, 70s, no, 50s, 60s, the energy has ignited the 20s motivation. So that's my observation. Well, anyway, the other question I wanted to ask you, one more question, may I? Okay. Politics. Prime Minister Takaichi is known as one of the most conservative within the LDP, the party. And her statement in Diet has stimulated China and provoked China. And now that we see the deterioration of the relationship between China and Japan. So if you go to the direction of national security and use supply chain of semiconductor as sort of weapon, I don't really feel like, is this really the right direction we are heading to? Well, just wondering how we can use technology peacefully.
Yep. Maybe I had a better, I have no time to explain, but as for the economic securities, in simplified, there is a two type of the approach. One is an economic statecraft, the number one, and the economic statecraft number two. The number one is then focusing on the yourself, ourselves. That in order to resist to the economic coercion or the economic weaponization, to strengthen yourselves, to strengthen your economic power, strengthen your technological superiority. By doing that, to deter the future economic coercion. This is the number one. But the number two is then to, I don't say some country, but to weaponize existing economic power to attack someone. Japan is very self-restrained to use number two. We are focusing on the number one. If everyone is focusing on number one, it becomes peaceful technological competition among various countries. So therefore, we are focusing on strengthen ourselves. Therefore, the innovation or the industrial expansion of the semiconductor AI is very essential. Maybe this is my last comment. Taiwan, Japan, US is very complementary in the nature of the government and the industry and the academia. So therefore, I would like to connect these three countries and regions into one. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you very much for a good comment, as always, as the Japanese bureaucrats. Thank you.